Here we will be discussing about the embryo, that is development of the embryo. It is begun soon after when the male and female gamete fused, that is a process called as fertilization has occurred. When water is a very essential part for the fertilization, the gametophyte must be covered with a thin layer of water, in which the motile anthrazoids, which are having a tuft of not less than 120, that are the multiflagellated structure with a spirally coiled apex part and a basal part which is expanded. Such anthrazoids, they are going to swim in order to reach the archegonia. The neck canal and the ventral canal cell of the archegonia disintegrate to form a passage for the entry of anthrazoids. Many anthrazoids pass through this canal of the archegonium, but only one of them fuses with the egg, leading to formation of the zygote, diploid zygote. Now, formation of a diploid zygote is end for the gametophytic phase and beginning of the sporophytic generation. As equisetum show, alteration of the generation. Now, the embryo is a mother cell for the next sporophytic generation. They are going to undergo first division, which is a transverse in nature, somewhat like this. If you are going to consider this as a diploid zygote, it is going to undergo first transverse division, leading to formation of the two cells, that is upper epibasal and the lower one will be hypobasal. The epibasal cell is destined to form shoot, whereas the hypobasal is destined to form a root. The development of embryo in case of equisetum is exoscopic. Now, what exactly exoscopic is? This apical cell, when it is positioned in such a way that it is towards the neck of the archegonium. For example, if this is a neck and this is the venter, we have the egg here. This egg is fused by the anthrazoids, leading to formation of a diploid zygote. The apical portion of this diploid zygote is towards the neck. Such development of the embryo is called as exoscopic. Whereas in case of Mertensia, we saw inversion of the archegonia, developed one, where the neck was hanging towards the downward side. In this case, the epibasal cell will be at the lower portion, whereas the hypobasal cell will be at the upper region. Such a development, when the epibasal cell is pointing towards the downward side, such development is called as endoscopic. We can see this in bryophytes, especially in Mertensia. So here the development of embryo is exoscopic. Now this two-celled stage, it will further divide to form a four-cell stage called as a quadrant stage by another vertical division. Further division lead to formation of a quadrant stage. Further division leads to formation of the eighth cell, which we are going to call as an octant stage. The octant stage leads to a multicellular stage. It will look somewhat like this, multicellular stage. Further development leads to formation of a structure like this, where we have these three lobes coming out. This central lobe is going to give rise to stem. So the reason it is called as a shoot apical. Next to shoot apical, on the either side of the shoot apical, we have two outgrowths. These outgrowths are called as leaf initial, and downward we have root initial. So we have shoot initial, root initial and leaf initial. This root initial is going to form root as well as root cap, whereas the leaf initial forms the leaf sheath and leaves. Shoot apical is going to give rise to nodes and internodes, leading to formation of the stem. Actually, there is no suspensor here. So shoot apical is going to rise to entire shoot, that is stem, by production of the nodes and internodes. Leaf initial produces the leaf sheaths and leaves, whereas root initial at the base is going to form the root and root cap. These roots, they are going to adhere this sporophytic generation to the substratum and are also helpful in the passage of nutrients as well as water. So in this way, entire embryo is going to develop. Root are going to form these sporophytic roots. This stem is going to give rise to sporophyte stems with nodes and internodes. In this way, we have a developed sporophyte. It shows the alteration of generation. Equisetum shows the alteration of generation. This is the picture of life cycle of equisetum, where we can see the spore which is attached to this 4 ribbon shaped structure which we called as ciliators, which are responsible for the dispersal of the spores. Once the spores get the suitable substratum, it is going to anchor and germinate by removing of the exine and intine. Will form the 2 structures called as smaller one as well as larger. Smaller is called as an rhizoidal, whereas larger is the prothallus. Rhizoidal cell forms the rhizode, through which it is going to adhere to the substratum, and larger cell called as prothallus, it is going to form the entire prothallus, where actually this prothallus is homothallus in nature, in the sense it is going to form both male and both male and the female sex organs. So the development of antheridia produces this multiflagellated sperm, whereas development of the archegonia produces the mature egg. Fusion leads to formation of the zygote, and we saw there is a formation of division. First division leads to formation of epibasal as well as hypobasal. Epibasal is responsible for the shoot, hypobasal the downward portion, that is root. We have a quadrant followed by octant followed by multi-celled stage, leading to formation of apical initial, that is shoot initial, leaf initial as well as root initial, which are going to differentiate, divide, differentiate and form a sporophytic plant. So from the gametophyte we have sporophyte. Now this sporophyte produces homospores in a structure called as sporangiophore, which are present on the cone or a strobili, which are going to produce a haploid spores. These spores are going to, by a reductional division, these spores are going to germinate again and continue the life cycle. So we have 2 alteration of generation in case of equisetum, sporophyte as well as gametophyte. Thank you.